Greetings humans, Silver Mage again with you, and I'm doing another response to SgtKatana's videos. And today we're talking about personal choice and being normal, and the whole society and what's acceptable, stuff like that. So in your video you were talking about I can't remember the user's name, but someone left a comment about being discriminated against for having tattoos, which if you got tattoos or piercings or whatever, that's fine. That's your choice, the long hair, everything like that. It's when you were talking about the personal choice and about possible reasons why people might discriminate against that, is you have the personal choice or they don't, and I agree, Jehovah's Witness is a little too clean cut. It's kind of bothersome. Oh well. I'd agree to a certain extent as that being a possible reason, is that if people don't have the choice to do something and they see others doing it, and they can have resentment for them. But I don't believe that's the primary. Well, I can't really say there is a primary, but I don't say that's one of the top reasons, at least in my perspective. Again, you're right, it's all about, when it comes to normal and things like that, it is about perspective, or how the society is, or what's considered normal in the society, in a way. Like someone from a tribe in the Amazon, like you said, has a bone through their nose, or plates in their ears, or something like that. They come over to America, they're going to be seen as pretty weird, pretty strange. But in where they're from, that's normal. That's considered normal. That's everyday life. So, in this sense, normal is sort of subjective. Well, actually, in most every sense I can think of, I don't really know of a single sense where normal can be applied as as just a regular term. Like, there's actually a normal way of doing something. Everything's subjective when it comes to normal. I don't consider myself normal. I consider myself one of the weird people. Which is fine with me. Someone calls me weird or crazy, it's like, thank you, have a nice day. But I think part of the problem with differences, at least in the society here, is sort of an association, some associations with certain things. Like, what would be an example? Like, take work for instance, or an employer looking for an employee. The odds of him, and depending on what field you're in, like if you're computers, computer experts of some sort, or a police officer, something like that, you tend to go for the cleaner cut, shaven, shorter hair, sort of nicer dress person than you would if they came in with the long hair, tattoos all over their body, or at least some visible on their arms and stuff, and if they had a ring through their nose and through their ears or something. You'd be employer would be more likely to hire the clean cut person, because at least in those fields that I mentioned, that's the type of person you'd want to have portray, or that's the kind of person that would portray, or be more likely to portray qualities for those positions. The thing with piercings and tattoos and stuff is, I think it's an association, and in this case it's a negative association with those things. Now, everyone has different, people have different ways of associating those things, either positive or negative, but in a general sense they do have, or tend to have, a negative association in particular fields. In other fields, not so much, or it doesn't really matter. So there's that thing. There's the association as to why people would act negatively to it. There's also the upbringing, of course. Like you said, some religious people bring up their children to think that that's bad, so it's upbringing. And so that's also part of it. Or another one is, people may not know that they have a choice. It's sort of been ingrained into their mind that this is how you act, this is how people are supposed to act. Anyone who doesn't act this way is different than what it should be, and the people take that as negative, when it really doesn't have any bearing. Well, generally doesn't have any bearing on the person whatsoever. Excuse me. I've been coughing a lot for no reason. But at least from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, and how I've perceived things, those are some of the main reasons why there's sort of that discrimination against difference. Is, people may not know that they have a choice in how they act, what they do, and some people just choose to act a certain way, and any other way is considered abnormal. It's upbringing, it's or it's like negative association with certain things. You wouldn't expect a high government or high quality government official, print and press and stuff, to be wearing a nose ring, or necessarily having tattoos cover most of their body. It's probably not something you'd associate with that. Can it happen? Sure, it can happen, but it's not something that you typically associate with it. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Hope see how that turns out, and hope that it provides a bit more information. And just as always, keep up the videos. They're awesome. And send me a response. Let me know what you think about my ideas. Later.